All right, today a little golf action here on Lulz. We have the FedEx, we have the Pup Cup on Underdog, and PGA thought leader Drew Matthews. You know him as Reddit on Twitter. He's going to swing by in a little bit and talk some golf with us. Maybe we hop in a draft, all that good stuff today on Lulz. Does he think? I think he thinks this. He thinks this is a go. Vegas Dave thinks this is a go.
Hot naked girls doing yoga.
What?
Why don't you just win like a man?
Random.org. Type in 1 for yes, 2 for no, and let the DFS gods pick for you.
And I'm absolutely begging you not to dupe us. Please don't dupe us. There you are, Brian. Sorry, I left it up on the big screen there.
That's all right.
I'm shook because I think I just got a message right now, and I think we're being extorted. There's someone on Twitter with the username lulz.eth, and they say, Pete, you want lulz.eth.
Wow.
They do follow me. So do you think this is, and they also have purple branding. They got the purple moonbird. Do you think this is an homage to us or just a coincidence?
Huh. Squatting on our IP.
Yeah, he has his whole NFT gallery here that's called Lulz. I mean, this is I've been in this spot before. Where they try to get me to pay for a URL I ultimately don't care about, but if they want to give to me, I would take.
I think that's where we'll land on this one, Pete.
I think so too. We're not going to dip into our expansive Lulz budget to buy lulz.e.
The fees alone, the ETH fees alone, I don't even know if we want it, if we have to pay those.
I had it with it was early on with Club Top Shot, and some guy was like squatting on the site, and he was like angling. I was like, whatever the fair market value was, I think I saw it was like $75 to $100. I was like, I'll give you $75 or $100 for it or whatever. And he's like, well, I'll give it to you for free if you like let me run the site. And I was like, dude, I don't know who you are. I don't even know how I'm going to use this thing. Anytime anyone asks me that, I'm just very hesitant that they think I'm just going to pull out a wad of cash and to give them for something I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't know. You're on YouTube. You have to be rich.
Yeah, God, seriously. Six says Degen season is upon us. Yeah, we've been doing lots of football stuff around here, but thought we'd do a little golf show today. Were you playing some IRL golf yesterday, right?
Yeah, a lot of IRL golf last few days. Today I played. Yesterday I went to the driving range, and I played Saturday. All pretty poorly, Pete. All pretty bad.
Really?
I got a shoulder injury, and it's not healing properly, or just not totally healed yet. So, and I'm not very good to begin with, so not a pretty good combination.
So what? You're pushing through it, go to the driving range even with the bum shoulder?
Yeah. Try to figure out some little half-ass shot I can do to get around the course.
Do you now have like some crazy Charles Barkley-esque swing to avoid your shoulder pain?
That's exactly what I have to do on drive sometimes. Yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The let's see here. So as I mentioned, Drew Matthews from Fantasy Golf Bag, Reddit on Twitter, he's going to join us in a little bit here to talk some golf. We're also going to get into some golf. But before I forget, last week we did put out a call on the show. If you guys wanted to leave iTunes reviews, that we would give a gift card, put the names on the wheel. So there's a thread in the Deposit Kingdom Discord within the Lulz channel called iTunes Screenshot Thread. We had 6 of you who submitted it. So pretty damn good odds here to get, we'll do a $20 gift card. You can get something from the Lulz store. So shout out to Jay Riddle, Jacob, Rupesh, Uncle Hefe, Drico, Willis. I'll leave this open for a couple more weeks. If you guys want to come in, leave an iTunes review, post the screenshot, and I will add you to this wheel going forward. We appreciate all of the reviews. Rupesh, congratulations. I will get you a gift card.
I also said in our forum they could have a free sub, Draft Caddy sub too if they want. So hit me up. Let's do
next week too. We'll get in more people. We'll do another gift card and Draft Caddy sub next week.
All right.
Historical Anomaly says left a 5-star review, but they don't let you write anything. Just show us a screenshot of your 5-star review in the Discord.
We'll throw you in
Anomalies,
next week.
We'll throw you in. Let's see. Oh, you're wet like I'm Book wants to talk NFL. I assume this has to do with Melvin Gordon. Wet like I'm Book. That's a mouthful. I haven't read up on the Melvin Gordon stuff. I saw he was a little banged up. I mean, people are already hesitant about Javonte. So unless Melvin Gordon's missing a ton of time, I can't imagine him going up too much higher.
Why was there some news I'm not hearing about?
I think I saw something that Melvin Gordon was hurt and not practicing, but I can never tell how bad this stuff is.
I thought Javonte was going a touch high. Anyways, like he was getting he's like the 20s, right?
Yeah. He's bounced around. I mean, right at the very beginning, there were some drafts before Melvin Gordon signed, and he would go like 1.6, 1.7, re-signed with the Broncos, and now he's at the 2.3 turn. I mean, he is like a super exciting player, but if you look at any medium projections with Melvin Gordon, he's not going to look too good.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. The chat letting me know what a boomer I am. That's a Drake line. Wet like I'm Book. Devin Booker reference. I'm sorry. It's all coming together. I'm not up to date.
I play NBA DFS and I did not know that. Pete's not the biggest NBA fan to begin with.
Yeah, that one went right over my head. Brett, is this FedEx Cup Invitational, St. Jude Invitational? Is this supposed to be a big one, like on the golf calendar outside of the majors?
Sort of. It's the start of the playoffs.
Okay.
So you play all season long to get these FedEx Cup points, and then they have the top 125 or so who qualify, and then it's still based on points. So like even if like I don't know who's number one, Rory or John Rahm doesn't make the cut.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I don't know. Drew could probably tell us, but I'd assume they'd still make the next week. But I could be wrong there. But then it still counts your season points. This is my understanding. And then you get dropped off to, I don't know, I think it's like 75. And then eventually I think it's down to like 18 even. I can't remember, or maybe a little more than that in the PGA Championship.
Gotcha.
And so
oh, go ahead.
And so that's what the Underdog 20K to first one is. I think it's 20K to first. It's all the playoffs. So your player sum total. So if they don't make it, right, if they have a bad round and you're getting no more points. So now do you want to like make the cut? You want to make the cut to the next tournament.
Right. And so that's why this Pup Cup on Underdog is pretty fun. And I should also mention, I did just get an email from Underdog that if you enter or have already entered the Pup Cup, you'll receive an exclusive pick'em line during the FedEx Cup. So probably a gimme line there as well. And we'll do a draft with Reddichik when he gets here. But I think we could also maybe start getting our ducks in a row. I just popped over to the FedEx Cup and we got this is Drew's rankings right here, pulling in from Fantasy Golf Bag.
And you could also throw in the second column. He did projected points too. You can throw that on there.
Let's see what. Oh, yeah, PGA
Fantasy Golf Bag. That's their website, fantasygolfbag.com.
Yeah,
points and then ranking or projection and ranking. I can't remember what it's named. But
for some reason in my drop down, all I see is Fantasy Golf Bag. Just one option.
Oh, you know what? You probably haven't updated in a while, but that's fine. You don't need to You need to update the actual app.
Gotcha.
There's just like small ones every time, but don't bother now in live.
Okay.
It's because it's going to be ranked by points anyways, I think.
Right. I'm gonna get these over for now because if we want to do a couple of these drafts, it might be handy. Have you already? Are you firing pretty hard for DFS?
Yeah. There's a lot of. PGA is just really popular. PGA DFS, so there's always a lot of action nowadays. It's not a major. It's not major good, but it's still pretty popular. I'll probably do a couple of these too.
Yeah, they're fun, and this one is like different than just the regular ones because it has the advancement structure with it as well.
Yeah,
But
and you don't need a whole ton of rankings either, from what I noticed.
yeah, is there any strategy? Because obviously, like you said, there's not really correlation with it. Is there any kind of things you do differently because of the tournament structure?
I've never played this specific structure. It's the first time.
Okay.
But
Well, we
yeah,
can
I mean,
figure.
I would be pretty conservative. I don't think you're going to be. I don't think there's enough players in the draft that get drafted that it's a huge concern that you're going to take a guy who might drop out due to points if
Mhm.
if he has a mediocre performance.
Yeah.
Because I think you only need to rank like 30 guys or something.
Okay.
Because there's only 6 guys you're picking. It feels like it could be kind of doopy to me, but
That's what
I
I
don't
was
know.
wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
what
get
I was
Henley up
wondering.
there.
Yeah, so I think I'm getting close to getting our top 30 guys in here.
And there's not a whole lot of weather correlation because we got like weeks until no one knows the weather for the next one.
Right. This should be good. Let's put this on our feet here with the pub. Oh wow, I didn't realize this is. I guess it makes sense. This locks tomorrow at 7 a.m. So third of the way full. I need to open up my door. I am hot in here, Brian.
You do that. You do that, pal. Oh wow, that filled fast. I wonder if that's. Do we got anybody in here? Oh yeah, that's right. Hideki withdrew. Good call.
Ooh. All right.
See if he's still in those rankings.
25.
Yeah, gotta get
So
him out of there.
we will make sure. We'll make
Yeah, you
sure.
just go back to the rankings and then. Oh, your second pick though.
Yeah. So second pick here. How big of a does this feel like a flat tier up here, or is Rory, the top prize?
Yeah, I definitely like Rory. Cam Smith, there was some question marks on whether he's going to play because he's going to sign with Liv, but from what I'm hearing, he's playing.
Gotcha. Daniel here in the chat, Nerdy Tenor, saying seems like an easy way to get less doopy is to randomize. Brian's going, you had me at randomize. Just a bit when the next few picks are very close in EV. Maybe we bust out random.org here.
Yeah. Okay, who do we got here? I mean,
who's your guy?
If I had to pick from this group, that is a group. I mean, a solid group of players.
The ADP's all over the place relative to these ranks, so we can definitely get unique if we like.
Oh yeah, we'll be
higher.
unique, I'm sure. I guess just go with Drew.
Cantlay.
Take Cantlay. I think their Fitzpatrick projection of 170 is low. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
We got someone looking to snipe us here, Andrew, in the draft.
Yeah, at the 1.5 here. Card River X. And Brian says, been trying to get Hideki late if he keeps falling. But didn't we just hear he's out?
Yeah, he gone.
But
according to
again, how long is he gone for? Like, is it possible to win your group with him not playing and then advance to the semis in the BMW Championship and he comes back?
I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't do it.
Just too much of a hit.
Yep. Yeah, he withdraws from FedEx St. Jude, and he's been hurt for a while. You just don't take him. I mean, actually, you guys can take him. Pete, you don't take him.
Yeah. Well, there is I know with some of the football stuff, there's definitely a galaxy brain idea to that of getting guys through who don't have a high advance rate is actually kind of helpful if it gives you a really unique guy in another grouping. And sometimes it's the injured guys, if Michael Gallup, doesn't play half the season, so he's not on a lot of teams that squeeze in the playoffs, and then you have him and he finally comes back, you can definitely see the how that could work out.
Yeah, I hear you. And season long best ball makes a hell of a lot more sense to me. There's only 3 weeks. He's hurt. He's been hurt. He's withdrawn a bunch of times already after even starting. It just seems like a waste. I mean, how many picks do we get?
We get 10, and then
10.
and we
And you got to
start
start 6.
star.
Yeah. No.
I guess
Maybe
there would
we
be
had
like a
18.
price thing. Yeah. Or like I'm saying, would there be a price that you'd be willing to take him? Like if he was a 10th round pick?
Yeah, 18 sounds right. So, yeah, like 70, 80, 90.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah. Brian's saying he's only taking him with his
Yeah.
final pick.
That's I guess maybe I take that back. Maybe the 10th.
So top by ADP is like Finau and Zalatoris.
I mean, Joe
Drew has
Kim is like on a heater.
I bet we can get Joe Kim coming back. Maybe
I like Zalatoris.
let's do it just because his ADP is lower.
Yeah.
I bet he'll be available for us here at 14.
I'm assuming Drew will know all the dirty details when he comes on, but like, because Kim just got locked in his spot last week. You got another pick here, Pete?
Yeah, well, I was just wondering, do you play the ADP game? His ADP's 25. Our next pick after this is 23, or do you just lock him up?
You could play the ADP, or you could play the points game if you want to take like Cam Young maybe, or Shane Lowry.
All right, let's see if he comes back to us.
You know you're doing a live draft, Pete. You do this to yourself over and over.
What?
And over. Let's see if he comes back to us. I can't believe I got sniped.
I won't say I can't believe I got sniped, though. I don't say that.
You think it.
Yeah. What's the hair narrative? I mean, I know he has incredible hair.
People like to pick on Zalatoris' looks.
Because he looks like that kid from Happy Gilmore or whatever.
Yeah, I think he looks fine. I don't know. I don't get the whole hate. He's good, man. He just needs to learn how to putt a little bit better.
Yeah.
And he knows. Like, who were we just talking about though? With Kim. I want to know. I don't know because I know he just made it in because he won last week. So does that mean he's like got a chance where if he plays mediocre?
Damn it, we got sniped by the guy in the chat. Why does this always happen to me?
I'm fine with that whole group here. I like all those guys.
Lowry looks nice at this spot if he's here after
Lowry.
This
yeah,
I love
Lowry's fine. Henley. I like Connors is good. Weiss been playing well. Killer Keith.
Is that his name? Killer Keith. Honolulu blue balls really blue balling us on this Lowry slide. We did get him. I'll take Lowry.
Yeah, because we re-ranked.
Because we what?
Because we re-ranked our players.
Yeah.
You can't sort by ADP here either, can you? That's kind of annoying.
I know Underdog, like that's one of their main requests they get with the football drafts too, is sorting by that. I think it's coming relatively soon. Who do you like here?
Oh, that's either Henley or Mitchell, random.org.
Yeah. 15 seconds for random.org. Chat real quick. Henley Mitchell. I did this on Monday, and then I can just blame the chat. Henley Mitchell, let us know. Brian says, do you think this contest fills by tomorrow? I honestly don't know because I don't play in a lot of these, so I have no clue what the fill rate is.
I don't think anyone does. My guess is it's 75% now, and it's a 7:15 start time that it will get to like 95% or something.
Yeah. Pretty nice. 20K up top in this one.
Yeah.
That's a nice chunk.
You got to wait 3 weeks.
Yeah. Brian, I'm used to waiting 6 months.
The other PGA ones they do though are not even the full 4 days. They usually just do showdowns the first day.
So I'm so out of the loop with the golf stuff in Live. Has it just really diluted the player pool now? Or does it not feel that way?
Yeah, it's definitely diluted it. I mean, and now if Smith's going over there and Leishman, people wouldn't even care that Leishman went over there. I think, except for the fact that a whole bunch of guys already went. So losing another guy like Leishman kind of stings still a little bit, where before it wouldn't. But I mean, like leaving the whole Saudi thing aside, I kind of like it. I know a lot of people don't. I mean, I think like the PGA has no leverage, right? Like they have no IP that anyone wants. No one's wearing a PGA hat. They have no stadium. They don't have Wrigley, right? They don't have the Chicago Cubs. They don't have the New York Yankees name. What do they have, right? They just put together tournaments. Great, thanks. They have sponsorship deals, but those will leave with the players. So like, I don't know. I think like the PGA should be giving the most by far to the players.
Yeah.
In the collective bargaining.
Look who it is.
And Drew might disagree with me.
We have 17 seconds. Who are we taking here? Survey the board, survey our roster, make an informed decision in 10 seconds.
I know. 5,
Chris Kirk,
4.
32nd in your rankings?
Yeah, take Kirk.
Okay.
A lot of it's based on how far they advance through the playoffs. So if they have a low ranking, that's a good thing. Just generally speaking.
I'm a Siwoo man.
The chat wanted us to take Spawn. Big lot of Spawn heads in the chat today. Drew, welcome to the show. First time on Lulz. Excited to have you today.
Yeah, thank you guys. Been a big fan of the LOL show or the Lulz show since COVID LOL. So thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, Neil referencing the old Lulz days says, can we get back to basics with some NBA Top Shot talk? I mean, Neil, we don't even talk about Top Shot on Club Top Shot, so I can't imagine us talking about it on Lulz.
JJ Spawn, speaking of the COVID days, I took him like 60% on the Outlaw Golf Tour when COVID happened, and the only thing you could gamble on was Outlaw Golf. You guys remember that, I'm assuming. Yeah. And he didn't even make the cut. Versus those like local club level players in Arizona. Spawn didn't make it, and I've forever damned him since then. But he has been playing well lately.
He won this year.
This is every time I don't know if I can trust the chat. 2 spawns followed by a spawn is awful. It's like, Gabby, you guys are giving me whiplash with these takes.
And then another spawn is not good. Who's on the clock? Pete, we're on the clock.
Oh shit. Shit, Adam Hadwin. I'm taking Hadwin. I saw 3.
Oh, nice.
Whew. This is why we need you here, Drew. So this next draft, you can guide us.
Oh, I can already see the KH Lee probably named it get picked up there. But yeah.
Have you done a bunch of these? The pup cups?
I've done a couple. I haven't done enough. Last week it looked like it was gonna maybe overlay a good bit. It looks like it's picking up pace.
Yeah.
I'm guessing like 90-95%. I think it might get to. That might be optimistic though. I don't really know how fast these things go.
Well, once the Lulz bump occurs here, this pup cup thing, this is gonna
17,000 and 17 almost 17,000 entrants. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's popular.
Well, Drew, is there anything you think about with this as far as like just structure or strategy that's unique to how this, the 3 waves play out, or is it just taking the best golfers?
Yeah, it's essentially taking the best golfers. The way these projections work, and so Brian has them loaded in, they did include an advancement rate into the final. So these are weighted to how far they advance. It's not just, raw projections times 3 or whatever. So the heavier, the top rated guys are going to be top of the board for a reason. And as you go down, it's just going to get a little bit more cringy of guys right on the edge. So there's no real strategy outside of projecting how far guys will go into the playoffs, because the last stage is actually 30, the top 30 guys, and you're starting with 121 or 122. I think someone withdrew this week. So there's no strategy. It's not like stacking.
Right.
But you could be, let's just pick a guy like Kuchar, who historically has done well when he gets to the Tour Championship and played well at Eastlake. Maybe that's a guy that you get late in the round, late in the draft, and then he does well, gets to the finals, and ends up in the top 20. So there's some strategy around like deep picks, but I would try to stay close to the rankings through at least the first 5 or 6 rounds.
I was going to say then from like a tournament theory standpoint, do you think it is trying to think about, what players' ADPs are correlated a little too much, trying to get different combos there as well?
Correlated in what way? What do you mean by?
Well, just meaning like the pick at 1 is going to end up being correlated with the 12-13 pick on the wrap. So if people are largely drafting off of ADPs,
right,
they might just be getting the same pockets of players. Whereas if you reached for a guy at the back end of the second round at the 1-2 turn, maybe you're getting a more unique combo.
And it's not as usually like in football, there's usually a pretty drastic cutoff or a positional cutoff between, maybe not the 12th pick or 13th pick, but in golf, the 12th or 13th guy, and I don't remember off the top of my head who those two guys could be, but you could go to the 15th guy and he could end up in the top 10. So yeah, there are ways to get leverage in a sense based on you getting number 1 pick and taking Scheffler or McIlroy, whoever, and then going down the board and getting someone a little bit deeper. Because golf, the same way this week, the top of the board is always good in terms of odds and DK pricing, but it's very common that a guy that's 25th, 25th or 30th down the board beats everybody in the top 10 in DK pricing. So,
Pete, you got to take out Hideki too.
Oh yeah, or at least slide him way down, right? We get here. So this is what we were asking earlier, Drew. Is Hideki in play still as a late round pick, or is him not playing this week just too much of a hit?
Yeah, let me pull it up. I don't know where. Obviously, he withdrew this week, so he won't get any points. But I don't know how far in he was to advance. Check that.
Yeah, we were trying to find like what's the break even, price on him where it does make sense, if at all. And
he loses points this week, which matters from a ceiling. So you wouldn't want to take him in the first round, in my opinion. Just
right,
regardless of who it is. Even if it was Rory, Rory would get bumped down a good bit because he's missing out on points this week. Even though he would make it to the final. So you're at least missing out on 60 points. This week. Hideki is 11th. So he's currently 11th. I would be pretty surprised if he didn't finish inside the top 30 after next week. So he's fine. I still would bump him down though. Yes.
Got it. Eric.
And that could be a leverage spot. That's perfect. That's a good idea right there.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna Galaxy Brandon. Why not?
I would fade him. Because he gets, even when he's gonna play, he's been pulling out a lot lately.
Well, let him go late, and if you can, if people start to Galaxy Brandon, he's in the 4th round, take him. Give it a shot.
8th, 9th,
8th
10th.
round.
Yeah, I don't know if I would play him DFS. Just because if he said he was going to play, he changed his mind, he's going to play tomorrow, I wouldn't take him in DFS.
No, I wouldn't play him this week. No, but for this, I think there's some levers that you could have if you get him late.
Influencer 101, welcome to the show, Drew. This is how this works.
So we've done 2 drafts. He's got 101 and 1.2.
Oh, trust me, the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists are already out and about.
That's always the worst with football, because now you get, like a couple years ago, it was McCaffrey, I think. It's like, yeah, I got first pick, and then I had 100% McCaffrey, and then he's hurt.
That's how it's been the past couple years. The win rates for the early picks, just because of random injuries and stuff, have been so bad. You've always wanted to avoid that landmine.
Yeah.
We got sniped on Joe Kim. We were gonna take him, and then of course Pete announces it, and someone in chat sniped us. But is he? So he just won last week to make it in. Is he on the cusp of, if he doesn't have a good performance, he's out after this first one, or is he pretty safe now?
He's safe to get through this week. Yeah.
Okay.
He's safe to get through this week. He's on the cusp to make it to the Tour Championship. He's 34th right now, so he can't.
Okay. I can't
see him moving outside the top 50 even. So he's good. Top 70 goes the next week, off the 120 this week, and then top 30. So he's safe.
Yeah. In the I would say
true? Is that Brian's comment there? I haven't seen the news. Brian Alish, Cameron Young joining Live. Did you hear that?
It's a rumor. Yeah. Well, the Wall Street Journal had an article out, and I guess they suggested it. Everyone's joining Live, especially if you're named Cameron.
So Drew, for people who aren't familiar, what kind of stuff you got going over at Fantasy Golf Bag? Obviously, got your projections here in the Draft Caddy, but for people who aren't familiar and maybe want to check out some more of your stuff.
Yeah, so my background is from a golf standpoint, just real quick. So I played collegiately, played professionally for 2 years, and then hung it up and became a real worker in the real workforce. So, and now I'm a DFS tout. It goes full circle. So a lot of the stuff that we do, it's the normal data that you would see for most sites for golf. But the thing that I look at from my history playing golf is the way my big thing is strokes gained. So strokes gained is a summation stat. So it's essentially every hole you accumulate stats and it adds it up over 18 holes. The issue with that is you can have a really bad hole. An example for Tom Kim last week, Brian might be familiar with this. So he made an 8 last week on the first hole. Looks awful. So if you go down the strokes gained board, he's like 30th or something last week and he won. He putted well, but he still won. In our stats, he's 9th. So we eliminate a lot of the outlier data in golf, which happens for every single player, every single round. Some is closer together, some is wider, a wider discrepancy. So we do that. So we have a couple models that we build, and then people can go download them and run them themselves. And then we have showdown data, which a lot of guys love because they usually feel like they're drawing dead on Thursday. So then they chase with showdown. So we have some pretty cool, like in-depth opportunity stats for showdown, showing like how many, what the percentage of shots that they hit inside of 12 feet, 18 feet, 6 feet, etc. And a show fan for this is Sky Hoke, which you guys probably have seen in the chat before. He helped me kind of build that a couple years ago during COVID, and that's a big part of our website.
Ricky Beer is pointing out you do have the official outfit of all DFS and best ball touts, the backwards hat there. No, that sounds cool. And I wasn't going to risk Kim coming back to 24 again. I've seen this movie play out. I decided to lock up your guy. That does seem so far like the guy you're highest on relative to this ADP in here.
Because he only has, he's really only played a couple events and he's played really, really well. So we heavily weight like the last 4 months because golf is kind of cyclical. The top guys play well for a long period of time. But a lot of these guys, they kind of peak and valley, and Kim's peaking, obviously.
So just trying to kind of get ahead of that before it's more commonplace that the market's viewing him at that level.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And he's obviously played well, so there's a little bit of an extra bump with him just scoring well. But it's not artificial. Like he's been playing great. So we'll see how he does this week. The added motivation of the $10 million to first for the FedEx Cup, I'm not sure. Apparently, there was a tweet that he has not checked his bank account since winning $2.5 million this year in the last 2 months. So can't count on him to be motivated by the money, apparently.
I guess not. Did we do Henley in the last one, Brian?
We did.
You want to double it up here? He seems ranking-wise here. Or what do we like?
Yeah, Henley's 32nd in the FedEx Cup, so he's going to play well this week. I'll just go ahead and say, and then he's going to make it to the final. So I think Henley's a good one.
There you go.
What about on this other turn pick here? Are you stick to the rankings Wise here?
Yeah, Wise is safe. So like for these first couple rounds, unless there was really someone that shows a value, looks like most of these are pretty much in line with what their ADP is, or similar, I guess.
Yeah.
I would take Wise. He's 27th in the FedEx Cup, so he's also a pretty good likelihood he gets 12 rounds.
Sweet. Yeah, and I assume, we were talking about like uniqueness with combos early. If you're taking Kim here, ahead of that ADP spot, you're going to end up with him definitely paired. Like most people will not have him paired with Young at ADP there.
Yeah. Right. There's always Brian knows this because he makes his own projections from what I hear for all the sports. There's always some little edges when you see like, hey, I'm really, I see a big value on somebody versus the other projection sites and stuff like that. So for me, for the way I built this, I feel pretty confident that if you see a leverage spot in an ADP, they're good value.
Yeah.
I think if the DFS players were all drafting this, Kim would go higher than he's probably going.
Interesting.
He's pretty popular.
Yes, he is.
What's his salary this week? I got it right here, actually.
It's like 8,300. Is that right?
Maybe we build a little DraftKings lineup after this. Keep the
8,000.
action
Not a bad
rolling.
idea.
8,000.
Just win a quick 350.
I think just a quick 350 sounds nice. Killer Keith is what you called him, Brian. You called him Killer Keith.
Him is
Should we take him?
8,000 this week. Yeah, Killer Keith.
I like it.
Kill your lineups.
Wow, that's the kind of guy I want to add. And we took Kirk last time too.
We took Kirk last time. HV3, Denny McPutts.
Look at, I could do a show where you just list off all your own nicknames for these guys.
Those aren't mine. I didn't make up any of these.
Okay. Who do you like, Drew?
Yeah,
Kirk?
if you already took Kirk, I'd probably go take Stallings. I think Stallings is sneaky.
He's been hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bullying your own ranks. I like that.
Well, if you've already taken Kirk, I mean, it's some of these guys are going to be getting into the playoff, like to the final stage. But as you go further down, you can be a little bit more loose, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we're, very rarely, some of these guys will play 12 rounds, and it doesn't matter what finish you have in the playoffs. It just matters of how well you play during those 12 rounds. So some of these guys are like right at 100th ranking. If they sneak into the top 70, play well, sneak in the top 30, that's where you get a big leverage. Potentially could get big leverage on the field. And it's somewhat luck based on there's 40 guys or 50 guys that aren't going to make it through this week and trying to get a couple guys that move up.
We also get the validation of Rufus Peabody loving Stallings this week. So we're on the sharp side, apparently. Let's see. Yes, no finishing position bonus. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I'm learning a lot. And maybe this going to, again, like getting off the board here with our last few picks relative to ADP, but it looks like we got some unique guys up here anyways.
Luke List.
Do you think people shy away from someone who has a 0 projection?
I mean, they're still getting them at 55.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess that's live ADP, right?
Yeah.
A couple of those guys, like Ches Reavie has 0. Like, not sure what's going on there.
Chiz Reavie? I like Luke List, but
All right.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Luke List is fine. He's 29,
Harmon-
so
Harmon's a clear bounce back candidate after being chalk last week and me having a ton of them and not doing enough.
Who else do you like here, Drew, if we do list with one of these two?
I think Hadwin's fine. So, like, I would follow the rankings in that sense. Yeah. And I'm not a huge Harmon guy, but he excels in a lot of spots where you don't think he will. So Harmon's always a good play. I know Noto is a big Brian Harmon guy.
I hadn't even thought about it through this angle, but how much of the tournament was filled with Hideki as a top 10 guy? How many of those lineups are dead?
Yeah.
Is he still getting drafted pretty early? Like in this one you're in, like where was Hideki taken?
Well, 18 it said. And there was probably about 16,000 lineups drafted before with Hideki at 18 or higher.
Although
18 is still pretty high for missing an entire tournament.
It's probably low though, since he hasn't been picked now for how many hours. It probably was higher than that.
Yeah,
well, probably. I'm saying like they haven't even moved it enough. It's still in the second round.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Was it 6 guys? So
yeah.
Is there actually any added EV for people who have yet to draft, or is it just for the people who got to draft in a Hideki early draft room because it's going to help their own advance rate, and then the field's going to be level when you move to the second round?
Well, think of it like if Hideki is really like I assume Hideki probably went in the top 2 rounds, so top 10 or something. Had they known he was going to withdraw, they would have taken someone else that was elite. That's guaranteed to get 12 rounds, and now they're missing 60 points almost automatically, no matter how good Hideki plays. So,
I get that, but I mean, then like the assumption is a lot of the people who took early Hideki aren't going to advance to round 2.
Mm-hmm.
and we're not in a room where that happened. Although
Right.
I guess in that round he still went relatively early. I'm just saying I wonder if like once you get to the semis, then is that Hideki edge gone because that's already played out in the first round advancement. Maybe I'm not making sense.
I think they're just missing. You're basically trading a big upside guy. It would be like, I mean, it's probably not a perfect equation, maybe, or analogy. Brian might have a better one, but it'd be like if you played Hideki on DK this week, and then he withdraws Thursday morning. You're missing an entire guy, versus you could have played another 9K guy that has similar upside already, but you're guaranteed he's getting 4 rounds versus this guy withdrew. So he's missing out.
There's at least a 10% chance he doesn't even play. Like, I mean,
that's what I was saying. Like, I would take him real late because he still could play really well in 2 rounds and beat, the guy that's the 100th guy because he only played 4 rounds.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So he's not going to get there.
I know, but in best ball, like it's kind of the opposite, Pete, of when Julio Jones gets signed, right? Because now you're competing against all lineups that made it through with taking Hideki early or whatever. It's like, so they have all these good lineups plus Hideki. It's not as good. It's not, not as bad as taking Julio in like the 7th round now or something. And
right.
But I think there are some. I think at this point I would just not take him at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because there's still like the majority of teams still have him. So like hopefully he plays like shit.
Okay. Yeah.
And
to that point.
Hopefully he plays like shit and hopefully he doesn't play at all. And so just take another wild card. I think. I'm not sure, but that's what I would do if I did a bunch of these. This
is kind of the question I did want to ask you, kind of PGA thought leaders for this specific contest. What structure is ideal? Are you guys more 0-10-0-0s, 10-0-0-0, or a 0-0-10?
Or a 0-0-0-9 with Hideki?
I will say, just for the aesthetic pleasure of the draft board, as opposed to having it all be green. I mean, maybe we could like color code it based on like age brackets, 20 to 25 get yellow, 25 to 35, just something instead of just vomiting green all on the board.
I said the same thing to DFS, to the optimizers, like Fantasy Crunch or whatever. It's like do 6,000 to like 7,500. That's a position. And then 76 to 84, that's a position. And 85 to 98. You know what I mean? They got to put like 5 positions, but they're just salary ranges. It's just kind of easier to break it down and look at it.
Yeah. Are you saying like a new game type that's like tiers meets salary cap, or you're just saying for aesthetically, like changing just how you view the board?
What I just said, yeah, like the way, if you look at like an optimizer for football, you could look like at wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
You could look at wide receiver, tight end, blah, blah, blah. You can't do that with golf. So like at least give me some salary breakdown and where I could filter through these players. So like if Hideki gets pulled out, I don't remember what his salary was. I'm assuming somewhere around 10. Then you just go to that salary range and you could see all the players that were around and just switch out. Wow, he was pretty cheap. He would have been really high. He probably would have been 20% owned at that, huh? Maybe, yeah.
We needed just a rumor that his wrist was hurting, and then he played. You could have got him at like 5%.
Which he has been hurting for so long. Maybe he wouldn't get much higher.
Full neck injury, whatever it was. Yeah.
Shall we build a little 300K winner here that then we will need to beg the audience?
Wait, I thought it was 350K. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was 352. You got my hopes up, but it's only
easier to split 3 ways though. I'll take a piece.
That is
nice. My $6.
Nice payout structure.
Yeah.
100K to second. 6K you have to if you take anything past like 8th, you have to pay them.
I mean, no, I agree with Drew.
You're hoping for a refund.
If I had to do the math on 350,000 divided by 3, I think my head would just explode, and so I don't think that would work. This 300 though is real nice. All right, Drew, you're our guest of honor. We're going from best ball mode here to salary cap, but you got any takes here?
Yeah, I'm curious Brian's take on the top side, because my projections really have Rory doing well this week, even at 11K. But as we go down, I think Hatton's in a good spot, and he's not getting picked up in ownership. I played him last week. He played really well. I think he finished top 10 or finish 13, something like that. And this is another course where, but if he's driving it well, he's usually pretty accurate, and then his irons are pretty good. So, and he's cheap. So for me, I think Terrell Hatton's a good option this week.
Yeah,
I like some salary savings.
I actually went golfing today and then went on the boat and didn't do much work. So I still haven't done my PGA yet. I did the ownership. I got that in. So I don't know who I'm going to end up with. Actually, but I can.
Wait, you're telling me you went golfing and on the boat? That's too much leisure for one.
And you're
day,
on
Brian.
TV now. So how are you doing this?
It was only 9 holes, guys. Oh. And it was a short nine hole.
Call you Brooks 75. Brooks
and it still was too long, if that makes you feel any better. Let me see here.
While you're looking, Ryan's asking you, Drew.
Play them both. I'm playing on both.
Both.
Yeah. Hatton was just a guy that's going to be, I mean, Henley's not going to be crazy popular. He's been pretty chalky, which is surprising. But yeah, go ahead.
Siwoo 13%.
Siwoo?
No, I'm sorry, not Siwoo. Kim. At 13%. Yeah.
This was the guy we were just talking about, right? That was, you had ranked much higher than the ADP.
Yeah, I was just telling you what my ownership was for him. I got 13 for him and Hatton at like 10.
They call him Tom, by the way, just for simplicity, Pete.
Yeah, I know, but then it's not the same name that's on the screen.
They call this guy Tom?
He calls himself Tom, so now we call him Tom. Yeah. He says his favorite show growing up was Thomas the Tank Engine, so they just call him Tom. Now all the gifs are of him as Thomas the Tank Engine.
I need to see.
He is a tank. He's kind of a big dude.
Oh wow, this guy! How do you not? Is this like the Korean John Daly? No, who's that? Who is that other guy that was like?
Oh, Barn Rat.
Barn Rat, yeah, the Barn Rat.
Yeah, I like this kid.
Yeah,
he
didn't check his bank account.
Wait, hasn't he lost a little weight lately from that picture?
He may have.
He looks a little skinnier now, doesn't he? The top right one. Yeah, look at that one 2 days ago, right there. He's holding up that trophy. Just one. He's definitely skinny, right?
They had one in front of his jet. Yeah. He didn't look terrible.
That one
from a weight standpoint.
Wait, he's 17?
No, he's 20 now.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. That picture's old.
Yeah.
See that one? It's the fourth column, second down.
Yeah.
There you go. That's fine. Yeah.
Do his name with the jet or a private jet or something. See if that pops up because he had a tweet. They tweeted out his he got to fly on a private jet. Oh dang!
You might have to do. Is that it right there?
No.
There it is. Top. Go up a little bit. Left side.
Why would he have a private jet?
He wore his medium, so he looks kind of yoked there, but he's a little on the chubby side. I know it's blurry, but nice.
I'll get. Don't worry, we'll go to Instagram. We'll get the high fidelity here.
There you go.
Here he is.
He probably doesn't have access to his bank accounts. Why he probably didn't check it yet.
He looks like he's 8 feet tall. Compared to that
he's as tall as the plane.
Do you guys think this is an ad? He didn't disclose it. Thank you, Honda Aircraft Company, for the lift to Memphis. Definitely made travel a lot easier. It feels like an ad, and I do know you need to disclose those on Instagram. I'd hate to see this kid's career come crashing down before it even gets started.
The actual tournament tweeted it out first, so then maybe he stole the picture and then tweeted that out. He probably got like 100K just for that Instagram photo.
I mean, I'm sorry guys, but after all that conversation, we are legally obligated to
if you're paying 100K for a Tom Kim Instagram photo, your company's gonna be out of business very fucking quick.
It's a Honda, aren't they already?
Yeah. All right.
They would do it for Hideki, you know that.
100 for Hideki, maybe, yeah. If you sell in Japan, yeah.
You'd be surprised how much these influencers make, Brian. 100K?
I don't think he's an influencer, Pete. Does he even have...
Pete's laughing. Pete's getting 50K for his photo of his private jet.
Who has more followers, Pete or Tom Kim?
Probably Pete.
No way, Tom Kim.
He definitely has more engagement.
He has, what is he? Let's see what he is on Twitter. He has 19,000 Instagram followers. All right, sorry guys, this lineup build just got derailed by Tom here.
These are the narratives that really find your way to 300K.
Okay, Brian might be right. This might be a poor investment. 1,200 followers?
Yeah, there's no fucking way you're paying 100K for that.
Well, I don't think he really paid $100K. It was mostly off the cuff joke, but
I think the free plane ride was probably too much.
they probably billed him unless he tweeted it out.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Here's your bill,
like
unless you want to do a post.
He had like half of it down and he couldn't find the rest of it. They're like, just tweet out that we flew you. We'll cover the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good. he is an excellent golfer, obviously. He's also really good for fantasy because he's kind of like, that Phil Mickelson style of birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey. Like he makes a lot of birdies, a lot of bogeys, but it racks up the points. And if he gets hot and he finishes high, you're going to get a lot of points. Like Siwoo Kim is kind of like that, but he's more like he could like win a tournament or shoot +9 the first day. It's he's kind of all over, but that's also pretty good for DFS too. You want those guys.
Yeah. Just make a lot of birdies. Yeah.
I don't know who's getting credited for which of these 3 picks, but are we just back to the top here to Drew? Or Brian, did you feel like you got gypped on a pick?
I didn't really take him, but I think we kind of have to now after all that. After I follower
he's
shamed
pretty
him.
cheap relative to how well he's been playing. So it's not a dumb play.
Can we make an agreement? If we win this, we pay him $100,000 for a Lulz ad, and then we split the 200,000 3 ways, and I'll have Nerdy Tenor do the math on how to split that. So like you could do.
I don't think I wanted to agree with that. So far we have a lot of chalk. Who's picking next?
It's Drew's back up. Time to go.
Right. Do you want to? All right, take Morikawa. He will not be chalk. I can assure you.
He will not. You're sticking with the Morikawa is still good.
No, I'm thinking this course is going to be better than St. Andrews, which was the last time he played and wasn't revealing.
Actually, I like that pick.
All right. Man,
we got a lot of money to spend here.
I'll fucking spend some money. How you like them apples? Is that too much money to spend?
Now it is. We have to play Ju Young Kim's brother.
Are you in charge of that airplane company that's giving $100,000 to fucking Tom Kim?
Yeah,
because you just fucking wasted money everywhere.
I mean, Brian couldn't even finish saying the word "spend," and I had already put Rory in the lineup. I mean,
all right.
If this is untenable, I can walk it back. But I'd like you to flex your golf knowledge here and go dumpster diving.
I think I know who I want, anyways. Or I'm thinking between Merritt or KH League. Could you go up? Let me see here.
I'm pretty sure I saw Merritt in Drew's ranks up high relative to the ADP when we were drafting.
Either one of those guys is fine with me. Lahiri's fine, I guess.
The chat saying our lineup is too chalky so far. Is this true?
Oh, well, this guy's not going to be chalky.
McElroy makes it pretty chalky, right?
I'm not a chalk donk. All right, who should we pick up on the upper range that won't make this too chalky?
Well, you want to switch that now?
Chris going for speed. Yeah, I'm not submitting. This lineup is already going to be duplicated by the sheep in the audience just putting this same thing in. So we really need to push it here. Guys
who are kind of low owned. It's tough because you have to play those expensive guys basically in DFS. Cam Smith's kind of low up there. Cam Young, the live guys. We already got Morikawa and Spieth. Hovland. That's about it for that, spending that money.
I see Fitz around that same ownership level. Fitzpatrick at 9,800, right?
No, I got him as like pretty high owned.
Okay. Then Rahm has to be low.
Rahm's fairly low. I got Cam Smith lower than him, Cam Young lower than him, and Spieth
I like Rahm. And then that gets us.
We're talking 2-3 percentage points with this higher level stuff, so could go either way. Yeah, I mean Rahm. Yeah, I mean I love Rahm. I'm happy with that. And that now who we got left? 7,700.
Yeah, it's Wisen down.
We should probably stick. Let me check something.
This is where you can really eat some chalk. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
the high
that's
sevens
the
everyone's
problem.
going to land on.
Well, then that could be a good pivot then.
Killer Keith.
You just like the nickname. Shame. I'm like Seamus Power.
He just hasn't been good, so I'm all
He
for
hasn't played
pivots,
well.
but
He is good, but not recently. HV3 leaving some salary on the table. Kirk leaving some salary on the table.
We talked about Kirk earlier. I'm literally just pattern matching to names I recognize from 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're kind of in a rough spot there. Because otherwise, you're starting to leave a lot of salary, which may not be a bad thing. But
yeah, you're going to either leave some salary or I would say Varner or Seamus Power. Hope he has a comeback. He's pretty good for 7,400. I mean, or 7,600.
And he's really
not that long ago. He was in the 9K range.
Who's this?
Seamus Power.
All right,
he's above you. Mito
he really hasn't been that bad. Yeah, it's same with Mito, but yeah, Seamus.
Oh, with Davis, because Davis Riley's like he's chalk, right?
Yeah, the last month he's been chalk.
This looked pretty nice.
Honestly, the people watching this might not enter this lineup because of Seamus Power. They might just pivot, so we might have a non-dupe lineup here.
Okay.
Yeah, we dare you to introduce this with Dustball Seamus Power. We purposely put in a guy who's going to get fucking 4 points all week. Just Seamus to prevent you from duping us.
Or pull up his recent form and say, no, we can't do this, guys.
Click his name. Game log it.
I mean, you guys want to play this guy?
They're just going to look at the Open Championship. It was 3 weeks ago. They haven't seen him.
Of course, his highest score was on his home court in Ireland, as if he's going to be able to replicate that wherever the hell this St. Jude Championship is.
Walking in Memphis.
Well, exactly. The U.S. Open, he was T12 there.
I mean, honestly, he hasn't been that bad. I was just looking it up. He did miss the cut at the Open, but before that, it's been pretty solid. So it's not like in the dark.
Drew, will you make a plea to this audience not to dupe us? I mean, the math on what we're gonna have to split could just get absolutely treacherous.
We're gonna owe money to Ju Young Kim after this.
Drew's got a startup business that he's doing.
He's got
can't
kids,
afford this dupe.
Family to feed.
That's right.
Don't dupe, Drew. Don't do it.
Drew, do you have any other content out for the FedEx Cup that people can check out if they're interested?
Yeah, so I still do content for Roto Grinders, and then on my site I have a core article which kind of breaks down how I view the golf course and pricing, and then I list my top plays for elite, mid range, and then value plays. So they can check that out. If they're already a subscriber at RG, it's there. And then on our site at fantasygolfbag.com.
Awesome. And you guys can get, of course, Drew's ranks in the Draft Caddy as well. You can quickly add those in, toggle those around, and do those drafts pretty quickly here and chase what might look like a little overlay in that Pup Cup.
Now that I thought about it, 95% might be optimistic. It might be 20% overlay. I mean, I don't think enough people are doing it, but who knows? Really, no one's paying that close attention. But I promise you, not a lot of those guys are doing a lot of hard research and entering and overlaying like information to decipher who they should pick.
Yeah, they're just running off ADP.
And we have their projections. Drew's projections are up there, overlaid too. You just need the latest version. Pete has an older version, so we couldn't see them up there, but those are up there. And they just launched their hockey season-long best ball hockey, and we got projections for that too, Pete, from a website called puckluck.com. They do DFS projections, and I think they're going to do some props too.
Nice.
So we'll see. But yes, so I can't imagine the best ball hockey streets are that rough right now.
No, yeah, there's a guy in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, DJ Mitchell. I don't know if you're watching this.
That's him.
He's that's him. Oh, yeah. Okay. Then we'll have DJ. We'll have DJ on, and we can do a hockey show here one of these weeks as well.
All right.
Sweet. Yeah, I just pulled up in the hockey channel in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, and I see he has some screenshots of hockey with the overlay up. So that looks cool there.
We need
as
NBA.
well.
Who does
NBA?
season-long NBA stuff? I do not.
There you go. There's what it looks like in what did they call this one? This tournament, this hockey one? I want to call it the Puck Cup now after the Pup Cup. But yeah,
the best Puck Classic.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, the third, the best Puck Classic 3.
There it is.
They could have done Puck Cup.
Yeah, Pup Cup. Then just be a full tongue twister across the board. Well, Drew, we appreciate you coming on, sharing your PGA thought leadership with us today. Brian, anything else on your end?
My PGA ownership's up on my site. If anyone wants it, it's free. I also do MMA ownership on there on Saturdays usually. If anyone wants that, we have the Draft Caddy. Everyone knows, I'm assuming, who's watching this. Best ball season. So, and we're doing that raffle or giveaway, Pete. So if anyone, we'll be putting the pot up here in a few minutes. And if anyone likes, post a comment and then shows us somehow that's on there, we'll enter you in the raffle for giveaway in the little store and a free sub.
Yeah, I don't like how you said little store. It was kind of like when my
Did I
mom
say
would
little?
You did. It was like when my mom would refer to my improv comedy as Pete's Little Sketches.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I can't stand that. Sorry.
I recognize a pejorative from a mile away. I actually had fun. There was someone who commented on our ship chasing show last week, and he was like, the comment was this. It was, 6 dudes giggling for 2.5 hours. What a time to be alive. And I kind of chirped back at him or something. He was like, I honestly meant that as a compliment. And I was like, if from where I come from, 6 men giggling is a pejorative.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Not that you're wrong, but giggle gang out here. All right. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Follow Drew. Check out Fantasy Golf Bag. Check out the rankings in the Draft Caddy. Good luck in the Pup Cup. Don't dupe us. We'll see you next time.